Hi guys, this is SuperBoo3 and today we're going for the Cannibalism Trophy on Flow. We're going to use a slightly different method to try and change the level. What we're doing is you choose the fourth fish, which is this guy with the paralysis power. Then you go to Controller Assign and go change it to Controller 2. Now use this guy to pick up the first fish. Now the sea changes blue. You'll notice that. That means we're on the first level. Now change your controller back to controller 1. And we will now be using this special fish on on the first level. You might just want to wait a bit while that fish drifts off like that. Now you can just carry on without worrying. Make sure you don't accidentally eat anything. Drop down. Remember, for the Cannibalism Trophy we're only allowed to eat the big fish and nothing else. Hold down X as you kill something. The reason you do that is so that you don't accidentally eat any other food parts. Basically, the other thing to remember is that while you're yellow, you can't actually eat anything, you'll just pass through it. Though you'll also paralyze it. Anyway, so we've got the first two on that level. So let's drop down another level. And let's get this guy here. Or you can always paralyze him like so before you eat him. Just don't use up all your paralysis. Also keep in mind that if you eat the fish from the head end, you'll be moving into his body, which will increase the risk that you'll drop the food that's left behind by him. Anyway, let's just go down another level. Oh yeah, you can take the gems, the ones with like a blue core on them, but you can't eat any actual small creatures. Okay, sorry, panicked a bit there. Yep, there we go. Another level down. I'm just trying to observe the lower level while I'm going down. It doesn't look like the next level actually has any big fish. So we can just ignore this. Oh, and there's one huge guy on the floor below. I hold down X sometimes as I go between floors. The main reason for that just being that I can actually then make sure I don't grab anyone. I actually paralysed this guy. The main reason for that is so then I can actually see if there's any individual food bits floating in around him. Yeah, like there's that one there I can see. I don't... Yeah, there's one tiny food bit I think might be inside him. Yeah, there it is. Oh, he just ate it. But yeah, you've really got to be careful about this kind of thing. There, he's dead. Anyway, so we didn't... It looks like we didn't accidentally eat anything there, so let's go down another floor. I don't like the look of this. I'm actually going to avoid those guys for now because they've kind of swam into where the last guy was, so they're covering up food and I can't see it. I mean, if you mess up this trophy, that is going to be the reason that you've ended up messing it up. It's because when you killed a fish, you either ate food or you ended up eating a fish while he was over food, so you accidentally hit something without realising it. I mean, I got very annoyed 'cause I did that on the last guy when I tried this before. Because obviously sometimes it takes me more than one attempt to record a video. Plus I needed to work out if I was allowed to eat gems or not. Is this information useful to you guys? Oh yeah, just I was thinking the Cannibalism Trophy is very silly because it says you only eat advanced creatures, which I question the definition of that, because if you heard that there was a cannibal but he eats salad, are you going to be like, oh no, wait a minute, that's okay because he eats salad, therefore he's not a cannibal? I believe that as long as you fulfill the conditions, you shouldn't be penalised because you're eating other things. Especially if you're going to use a word like cannibalism there. But anyway, what are you going to do? It's like them calling it the other one for eating the small things is vegetarian, and you're allowed to eat all the small fish because that's okay, and that they're not big enough to count as meat apparently, which I thought was weird. I'm not touching these weird white things because the other guys can eat them. If that's the case, I'm considering them normal food. Might not be the case, they might be considered power-ups like the gems, but I'm not going to bother testing it out. Anyway, so we've eaten that guy. I think there's one more. Yeah, here he is. Okay, I'm just going to go up a floor to double check that there's nothing that's on that floor below. Nope, it to me doesn't look like there's any more big things on the floor below. So let's just head down and we can go down another level. Which also looks clear from what I can see here. Where's the red though? I mean, you can linger and let the advanced creatures actually eat up all the smaller food if you want. The main problem I have with that though is because if the advanced creatures get too big, I can't identify if there's any food near them. Like look how complicated this guy's getting now. I'm pretty certain there's no food near this guy. And I really hope I didn't eat anything after I killed him. Doesn't look like it. I thought there was another fish on here. I might be mistaken though, but let's just take a quick look around. Again, like I said, going up a level sometimes might be the sensible thing to do, which I think I might do in this case. Yeah, it looks like there's actually nothing else on that floor. No big guys here either. We can go down. 1, 2, 3 big guys on the next floor down. So that's 1. 2. And here's the third guy. He looks kind of grumpy, to be honest. Alright, 3. Alright, now let's see. No one on the floor below. And an insanely huge guy. This is the guy who messed me up last time, because if you look at how big his body is, those white wings cover up food like crazy. And I ended up picking up some food, and I think this is the last guy you need to eat. So really it's quite upsetting. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but come on. When you spend a relatively long time making a video for this kind of thing, and then some guy comes along and messes it up because you can't even separate him and his food. It's not the greatest thing. Okay, I think I've got everything. I'm going to head down to the bottom layer now. And if you follow my method there, you should have very easily got this ultra rare trophy. I'm genuinely surprised at how much difficulty people had getting this one, but I think that's just because there's a lot of misinformation about how to get it. I'm just going to give it about 20 seconds or so before I even attempt to pick up the egg. The reason for that is because not 100% sure when the trophy pops. Oh, there it is. So it's actually before you drop. Okay, so the other reason I didn't want to grab the egg was because if I went and grabbed the egg, I would end up having to pick up food. I'm not sure if that would stop me from getting the trophy. That's why it's just safer to swim around first. Anyway, guys, that's all for today. And do check out the other videos I've done for this game if you're struggling for any trophies. If you want to join one of my group playthroughs or something, just contact me and I'll give you links and stuff. Otherwise, check out my Twitter, which will be in the video description. On there, I always say when I'm starting a new group playthrough, so you can just flick through that and see if you can find any information. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.